Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Leslie Crawford and I just started my YouTube channel. As you can see, this is season 1, episode 1 of Business Can Be Pretty Ugly. Why did I name it Business Can Be Pretty Ugly? Because there is a beautiful, pretty, lovely side to owning a business, and then there's the ugly side, the side that no one wants to talk about. The pretty side is the side that everybody brags about on social media. They talks about as far as how much money they're making, how many customers they have, how many clients they have, how many products they sold, how many services they created. They brag and talk about the pretty side of it, and that is great. But who really talks about the ugly side of business? Me. If you ever follow me on Facebook, Leslie Crawford, or my business page, Author Leslie, or if you follow me on Instagram, Author_Leslie, you will see I get very transparent about this journey as a business owner. It'll be a year at the end of this month, October the 26th, will be a year that I had left my job in corporate America. I worked in corporate America for 14 years in the financial industry, and I did not like it. Out of those 14 years, I would say by about 5 of them, I enjoyed it. And I only worked for 2 companies. One company I worked 11 years at, and the other one was 3 years. But honestly, I got tired of the layoffs. I got tired of the restrictions and the non-flexibility and just angry managers or executives that had no idea what we did throughout the day. And plus, that wasn't my passion. I felt like I was just taking from customers instead of giving something back. So I got serious with my business in 2017, and in 2018, I walked away. But guess what? It has not been pretty at all. On these episodes, you are going to hear about everything. You're going to hear about the times where things were so great and customers and clients were just rolling in, money was rolling in. Then you're going to hear about the drought. Yes, there is a drought. The drought comes. I'm going to have some guest speakers on here. It's gonna be very entertaining. So make sure you check us out. Sign up for my email list. You can visit me on my website, www.exposedbooks.com. You can shoot me an email, info@exposedbooks.com. Subscribe to the channel, share the channel with your friends and family. Check us out, because my ultimate goal is to give people the inside look for those that's looking into starting their own business but just don't know where to start. I definitely want to be here to help you. Let me give you a background about myself and what I do. And as I mentioned, I was in corporate America financial industry for 14 years and just wasn't great. I have a master's degree in business administration. I got my bachelor's in business management, Morgan State University. Yay, Morgan, go Bears. Yes, I'm originally from Baltimore. I reside now in Owings Mills, Maryland. For those that don't know, that's just a county in Baltimore County, right outside of the city, not too far from the city. I have one son. He is 15. He'll be 16 at the end of October. I am 39 years old. I just had my birthday, September 27. Go Libras. And what else is it about me? What kind of business do I do? So in 2008, I believe, yes. So 2008, I was on vacation from work and didn't go away or anything. And I literally was sitting in my living room and I said to myself, I wonder if I can write a book. Never even thought about writing a book. I went to school for business. In high school, yeah, I wrote papers, but I enjoyed it, but it just didn't ring a bell to me. And I always was a reader. I always loved reading urban fiction. I love urban fiction. I like y'all self-help books, but I love urban fiction. I love entertainment. I love knowing what's going to happen next. I love it. I love it. I love it. I would never stop loving urban fiction. So I sat in my living room and I just started writing. I had no idea what I was going to write about. The story changed a couple of times. Then finally in 2010, I wrote my first, actually published my first book. It took me about 2 years to finish the book because it was an on and off thing, and I had no idea what to do. I had no idea, nothing about publishing. For like a year alone, I was sending my manuscript to different publishers, major publishing companies, and this is what happened. Either I got rejected, I got a letter or an email saying no, or I didn't hear anything at all. And I just became very frustrated. So what I did do was I found this one company who was willing to publish my book. I would not put their name out there because I'm classy and I'm keeping it classy. But I published my book with them. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. Let me tell you how, if I can sum up my experience with them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, it would be a -0. And we all know what that means. It was horrible. My first royalty check, 75 cents. 75 cents. That's how much money they was taking from me. So what I started doing was, I started doing my research, and I was like, there has got to be a better way. It has got to be a better way for me to be able to publish my book. I know God didn't give me this for me to hand over all of my money to someone else. Absolutely not. So started doing my research, started just looking for information on what to do next. So I came across a book on Amazon, and honestly, I cannot remember the name of the book. It's in my house somewhere, but I can't remember the name of it. But it was about learning how to self-publish your own book and creating your own publishing company. And I was like, hold up, I can't do that. I didn't go to college for writing, journalism, none of that stuff. But I said, you know what? I want to read the book anyway. I read that book from front to back, and I learned so much stuff. And I was just like, I can do this. I can do this on my own. And my ultimate goal was to just write and publish my own book so I can keep my royalties. I was not interested in giving my money away to somebody else. That was not cool to me. So what I did was I created my publishing company called Exposed Books Publishing, LLC. And that was official. I created it in 2013, but I just kept it under wraps, and it was just for me, and it was just for my own purposes. But officially in 2017, November 2017, it was registered with the state of Maryland, and I'm official business with the state of Maryland. Yay me. So yes, if you Google Exposed Book Publishing LLC, it is a business that is in good standing. I pay my taxes, even though I don't want to, but I pay them. So rewind back. So what I had to end up doing is I canceled my contract with that publishing company. And when I canceled my contract with them, now I was like, what am I gonna do next? I was selling copies of my book, but I probably sold about 20 copies within the first year. Yeah, it wasn't cute. It was not cute at all. But I wasn't worried about it because at that time it wasn't like a passion. It was just a hobby. I was treating it as a hobby. I still had my full-time job, and that's what I was worried about. So what I did was in 2012, people started asking me, when do you want to do part 2? When you want to do part 2? And part 1 was not that great. I'm going to be honest. I did not have an editor. I edited my own book. And if you follow me on social media, that is rule number 1. Never edit your own book. I always post about that. But I didn't know any better. I could not afford an editor. I didn't even know where to find an editor at. Let me be honest, because then 2008, I wasn't on social media. Between 2008 2010, I just got on social media like 2009, and I still had no idea what was going on social media. I barely posted, and it was more personal versus business. I had no idea where to find an editor, and I knew I was good in English. My English classes, I always got good grades. So I said, I can edit this myself. Let me tell you, it was like the worst mistake I ever made. So I knew I needed to redo that book over. So I had found someone who was supposed to be a writing coach for me, etc., etc., etc. She was good for the time being, but it wasn't something that was going to last. She edited my book. I revamped the book, and I republished the book under my publishing company, Exposed Book Publishing. And as I mentioned, everybody kept asking me, when are you doing part two? When are you going to do part two? Because I left part one as a cliffhanger. And it wasn't because I had the vision to do a second book. I just didn't know what else to say. So I was like, let me do part two. Everybody's asking for it. Part two. The first year, I sold about 20 copies. And you know why? Because I wasn't dedicated to it. And that's one thing I tell my clients now. Dedication. You want to know why you only sold 20 copies? Because you were not dedicated to the process. That's what it comes down to. So over the years, I just was writing. I wrote a book with my son that was published in 2016. And it was a hobby. And I keep saying that because that's what it was. I treated it like a hobby, and that's the results I got, the results of a hobby. So in 2017, I hired my first real writing coach. And I was just, I worked with her a lot, and she would tell me, things that I didn't know. And she really helped me. I worked with her for about 6 months. I believe it was about 6 months. Could have been less, but I think it was 6 months. And from that point on, my knowledge of the publishing and writing game went from here to here. I learned so much more, and I said, this is what I want to do. I want to do this full time. So after I stopped working with her, she recommended a business coach to me. And I don't shout nobody else out on my YouTube channel. Raven, Pink Slip Prep School. She's the bomb. I find her on Facebook, social media, wherever. Yes, she was my business coach. I mean, she runs her program a different way now, but I started with her July 2017, and as soon as I started with her, and I started wanting to get serious about my business, the devil came along. His little funky tail just came along and just tried to attack every part of my life and wanted me to quit. But I said, no. My ultimate goal now was to not just write my own books. And I actually ended up taking a break from writing books because I wanted to start coaching other authors. I wanted to start coaching authors that was new to the process. They had no idea what to do. They just know they wanted to write a book, but they just did not know how to get started. Or even if they did get started, they didn't know how to publish or what to do. And in my ultimate goal, I wanted to start publishing books. But I did not want to keep anyone royalties. That was not my goal. I don't want your money. Yes, you're going to have to pay for my services, to coach you and everything. But when you get those book sales, that's your money. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. I am a publisher. I publish clients' books once I started my business full time. October 29, 2018, I started my business full time. I got my first client February 2019, and from February 2019 to today, the day that I'm recording this is October the 9th, I have had 4 clients publish their book, and I have some pending that's working on their book now. So I say kudos to myself, because 4 clients publishing 4 books for 4 different people in a matter of 9 months. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So kudos to myself. So that's what I do. I publish books. And if you come to me, you don't want me to publish your book because you want to publish it or you have someone else, that's great. I don't care. Cool. But I also provide coaching services. I coach new authors or current authors that just don't know where else to go. They lost their way. Their book sales are really low. Like my book sales was, I only had 20 sales. And I coach them throughout the process. And I let them know how to go through this journey. I also offer classes to where do you want to leave your job, your 9 to 5? You can do it. A lot of people say authors are broke and will never get anywhere and it's a starving industry. It don't have to be. I can teach you because I have been self-employed for almost a year now. And I can teach you, y'all see that my earring just fell out my ear. I can teach you how to run a business, a writing business, just by selling one book. You can make a six-figure business by selling one book, but there are several steps that you have to take, and it's not all in book sales. And also, one of the programs that I'm very proud of is my children's program, which is called When Children's Write. I go into schools. I have after-school programs throughout the state of Maryland, and I also take private clients. And I help kids write and publish their own book. My ultimate goal is to correct the literacy problem that our kids are facing in our schools. So that's what I do in a nutshell. This is episode 1. I'm so excited about this episode. I'm so excited about all of the episodes. So my goal is to post an episode at least every 2 weeks. First I was like every week, but I think I'm going to do it every 2 weeks. So I'm so excited that you are here. This is just the intro. I went a little longer than what I wanted to go. The episodes are going to be no longer than 30 minutes. Sometimes they may only be 15 minutes or something like that, but 15 minutes to 30 minutes. I don't want to hold you too long, but I'm going to give you some information, some good information. I'm going to teach you some strategies on here. I am going to have some guests on here. So right now I am recording out of my living room. As you can see the background, my wall, my couch. I have an office upstairs. I just need to clean it up. I have a lot of papers in there. So until I can clean it up and get things under wrap, I will be recording from here. Some days when I have special guests, I might be outside at a venue or something recorded. I don't know where I'm going to record from, but I'm definitely going to be recording every 2 weeks. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope everything I said made sense, and I hope it gets you to thinking about your own dreams. And I just want to inspire someone to just go after what they want, and to know that even if it ain't pretty every day, the ugliness come out, just keep going. Don't give up, keep going, because I can tell you, it'll be almost a year, and I have had a lot of ugly days, and I want to share those days with you, because business can be pretty ugly. So stay tuned. I thank you guys. Oh, did you see my shirt? So one of the things I also do is, along with writing and coaching and publishing, I forgot to mention I'm an editor also. Yes, I'm editing. I make t-shirts and 3/4 sleeve shirts. So definitely check out my site. This one says, "Just a kid from Baltimore that didn't give up." This is now available on my website, www.exposedbooks.com. I have a lot more shirts on there, and some that I will be creating over the next couple of months for the wintertime. I'm going to have some long sleeve shirts, some hoodies for the ladies. Men, and some shirts on there too. I do have men that purchase my items too. So make sure you stop by and check out the shirts. Check out some books too. All of my books are on there. You can see my clients' books on there, and it's the link on there to lead to purchase copies of their book. I thank you in advance for supporting me and for just being here. So welcome again to Business Can Be Pretty Ugly by Leslie Crawford, and I will see you next time. Bye.